Today would have been Paul O'Grady's 68th birthday, after the Lily Savage performer sadly died unexpectedly but peacefully at home in March this year. The comedian and actor left his dear husband, Andre Portasio, bereft, and numerous rescue dogs at their family farmhouse in Aldington, Kent. Andre has paid tribute to his other half this morning, writing on Instagram that he and the dogs miss Paul lots, and can only wish you were here with us. The legendary TV star will be remembered for many things, including his broadcasting, LGBT+ campaigning, drag queen days and his famous love of dogs. Paul helped rehome dozens of animals on and off screen, as he presented ITV's For the Love of Dogs with Battersea Dogs and Cats Home, and was also an ambassador for the charity. The star welcomed many members of his canine family on the desk with him on his tea time show, The Paul O'Grady Show, and was a vocal supporter of animal rights. As well as being a patron of charities including Orangutan Appeal UK and Wildlife SOS, Paul dedicated much of his time to working with animals and helping to find them homes. But outside of his showbiz bubble, Paul took his devotion for dogs home, living a quiet life with Andre and their pets. Paul had a menagerie of animals, including 5 rescue dogs, Nancy, Arthur, Conchita, Eddie, and Sausage, pigs, alpacas, chickens, sheep and goats. Sadly, his beloved pet goats, Maleficent and Bebo, sadly died at home 2 months after Paul's death, leaving Andre heartbroken. Over the years, Paul rehomed his fair share of pooches, not wanting to leave them behind at Battersea, and Sausage was one of these pups. The presenter broke his self-imposed clause in his contract, which was said to prohibit him from taking animals home from the centre while filming. He mentioned this some years ago and revealed that under no circumstances was he allowed to go home with any more animals from Battersea, reported The Standard. But Sausage, also known as Soz, the wire-hair dachshund, ended up in Battersea's centre in London after being found as a stray in Poland. Writing on Instagram, Paul said, "I took this hairy little monster home. She's called Sausage, which isn't very original, but it doesn't matter as she can't understand a word of English except biscuit." Paul also announced the arrival of Nancy in 2020 on social media, when he said, as Battersea Dogs and Cats Home had closed temporarily and had been filming there, we were asked if we'd like to foster a dog. I'd grown quite fond of this little pup, so I took her home. Of course I fully intended to keep her from the start, and I've called her Nancy. In November 2021, he welcomed home 3 alpacas, which he called the Alpaca Sisters and named them Laverne, Patty and Maxine. Laverne had a tendency to spit. Paul's most well-known rescue dog Buster sadly died in November 2009 due to cancer, and the author dedicated the 2nd volume of his autobiography to the beloved dog, describing him as the greatest canine star since Lassie. Sadly, Paul's final social media post featured him opening up about losing his pet pig, just days before he unexpectedly passed away. His hog, Tom, had been diagnosed with a tumor and had to be put to sleep while Paul was away from home, performing in a production of Annie. While Paul lived with his husband Andre at the time of his death, they never actually lived in the same house together before the coronavirus pandemic struck. Paul previously confessed that the idea of living separately from his husband was inspired by Helena Bonham Carter and Tim Burton, who famously lived apart throughout their marriage. "We're doing a Helena Bonham Carter and Tim what's his name, and it works a treat," he told Irish News. "It's the same as before. We see each other all the time. We just don't live together, which for me makes for a perfect relationship because when you've had enough, you can say, "I'll see you, I'm off. I'm a bit cranky of a morning. I'm a cobra. I don't get up, I'm exhumed, and I slither down the stairs looking for trouble. But otherwise I'm fine. Andre's pristine, you know, everything's tidy, and I'm not." The couple wed in the summer of 2017 after they had been dating for 10 years. The smitten pair got together in the mid-2000s after meeting at a gay club in London called Showbiz.